next role to talk about are the Sentinels. Sentinel role is full send into defense. Keeping eyes on areas on the map that you may not be watching directly is a huge piece of the puzzle when it comes to winning. The first of the Sentinel role in Valorant is Cypher. His abilities on the screen now: Trapwire, Cyber Cage, Spy Cam, and Neural Theft. First off, Trapwire. This one is actually pretty cool. Very, very self-explanatory. You throw that thing out, that line for you, because it is an allied Trapwire, shows up very clearly. But for an opponent, it does not show until they're basically right on top of it. So this full speed movement, as an opponent, if I were on the other team, when I move through that, it won't even show in time for you to hit it. So if they're full speed moving, they will run right into this thing. They basically get stunned and slowed, stuck right there. You know exactly where they are. You go over, blow them away. You can pick it back up to redeploy it. You see that? Boom. Pick that bad boy back up if you need to. And you see down there, you can have two of them down simultaneously, which is pretty dope. So if you need to throw a pair of those things down. Just a note, though, opponents will be able to blow those up. If they do walk up slow to them, they'll show just in time, and they can, you know, look over and shoot them and tap them. They'll go away. But you can grab those in case you. It's really good for zoning and defending against anybody that might be coming up from potentially an angle you're not able to watch at the time. Don't always necessarily throw them all the way down. You can put them up above, and some players will run right into them, maybe right in the middle. Or if you want to get real dirty, basically right down there at the bottom. Let me see if I can fit one down at the bottom down there. Oh, right there. Very out of the way. So if they're walking like this, I mean, even if they're slow walking, you check this out. Like, if it's probably not going to show up until they're right here. And even then, if they're looking straight up where they should be, they're not even going to see it. So boom, you'll get a hit on that every single time. Next up, the Q. This little guy out there, you read that as a cyber cage. Basically, it's a vision block. Anytime anybody walks through that, you pop this thing up. It's another smoke. It's a way to control the map, just like many of the other agents have smoke, you know, zoning mechanics. That is a very common theme you'll see very quickly. So if you want to pop those, you throw those things out, look at them, and pop them with your activate mechanic, which I actually have double bound to crouch, so it looks like I'm teabagging here, but I swear that I'm not. The Spy Cam, which is actually one of the coolest abilities in the game, and this is in fact a really good spot for it, is if you need to throw this thing up there and check out what might be around, you can hit the same keybind again and pop up, and you can actually tag people with the darts, recon darts, and you'll get vision on them as they're moving around. The marking dart, you see that the dart will reveal the location of any player stuck by it, which is fantastic. A note, though, they can pull those out. They'll have to hold F. I think a pop-up comes up on the screen, so they can remove them if they realize it, but you'll at least get tracking on a player that may be right around the corner, that kind of thing. You can even use this to cover yourself if you need to, which is insane. The last one, his ult, which I think is kind of the craziest one, that X down there, Neural Theft, you instantly use it on a dead enemy player in your crosshairs to reveal the location of all living enemy players. It is a snapshot. It is not a track, but when you use it, you do know exactly which agent is in which position. The icons show up on the mini map up there, just like they do right now for that little trapwire, that little guy. Boom, you can zap that dude back from the distance. So if you need an on the spot, so long as you've gotten one frag, you find them, put them in your crosshairs, boom, hit X on it. It will activate, and you will see everybody in the map exactly where they are in that moment. So if you need to track someone down, if you want to make sure that there's not a push coming from another side, it's crazy too, because he could be away from the target. He doesn't have to be right on top of it. He can use it, get that information, see every single spot that he needs to see. Crazy coverage. The second Sentinel in Valorant is Sage. On your screen, the abilities: Barrier Orb, Slow Orb, Healing Orb, and Resurrection. A lot of orb-based combat here. The Barrier Orb, all these are thrown, by the way. The Barrier Orb, fire places a solid wall, and you can alt-fire to rotate it, and I'll show you exactly what that looks like. You may have seen this in other games, cough, cough, but it is basically a giant protective wall. You chuck that thing out, and no one can push through that. You can shoot it and break it. They have individual health pools that are influenced by each other as they start to break. So as you break these down, they will get they'll disappear. Plus, on top of that, they do have a timer on it. You see they're just kind of thawing on their own as well. Another cool thing about this too is you can throw this down underneath and raise yourself up if you need to. So if you're at a location you're pushing in, maybe you're defending, and you need to get up on top of a box to try and hold an angle that you wouldn't normally be able to hold, that kind of thing, you can use that, raise yourself up, and jump off of it to get to the next location, which is pretty sick. Next is the slowing orb. This one is pretty clear. You chuck that bad boy out. Boom. Right there, you have an area on the ground. Anybody that walks in it slows, even yourself. Shows very clearly red as if it's an opponent's. Yeah, there's like a red aura in the middle between the cracks and stuff. So you know if it's an opponent's stage or your own. So, you know, comms between teammates are really good. Healing orb. If you need to pop this bad boy out, and you can heal yourself. You left click fire with your crosshairs over damaged ally to activate a heal over time on them. It shows up very clearly above the HP. Honestly, super solid. You have this thing, you know, each round basically it's a free heal. One of the best utility, just passive utilities between all of the characters in the game, all the agents. And last but not least, X is honestly a full send revive. You do have to be about the distance from me to this box right in front of me right here. You'll see an aura come up off the character when you're ready to cast it. Pro tip, if maybe somebody has died in the corner, you need to come over here. You can right click a little bit to zone off. You can zone and then you get a free revive because there is a little bit of a cast time right here. So you got to put yourself in a safe position to utilize Sage's revive.
Youth called doctor.